Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Sonic. In this video, you are going to watch me create my entry for 1000th TCG Primalgard. Yes, I'm showing you from his reference, my sketch, my entire thought process, all the way to the finished product. Not to clickbait or waste your time. No, I did not win. There were some really tough competitors. There was like 900 other people, and the artist that did get chosen, solid. But anyways, I will list in the description box his video of the results and his entire playlist for the saga that he did. 1000. I am super proud of you, man, and I'm super proud of all the artists that had did it. But not to waste your time anymore, let's go ahead and get to the creation. Here is the reference of the Tarsi of the character of the card that 1000 created, that he sent out to the artist to make their own interpretation, design, and go from there. So my thought process was to first sketch out the reference that he did and then do like little small sketches of different ideas I had. So I had one where I had the Tarsi like in a robe, hand out, and then kind of have like a hypnotic vibe, so that way you would give it to them. The other one was the Tarsi in a hood, like quiet, hypnotic, and then having the handout that you're going to give, because in the card, the Tarsi is a trickster, and they end up like, you know, the next card is picking two of your own. And then I had this whole thing where like the Tarsi was like, shh, and then give me your stuff. So I sketched those fews out, and then I was just trying to get a structure. But then all my references when I was looking up this Tarsi monkey was not a lot of different poses. They're like clutching a tree branch or something like that. So then I had this idea of trying to switch it up where the Tarsi was holding onto the branch, and then at the end with its tail, it has like a little hypnotic lollipop or candy because they stole it. And so I wanted to do that. And then I thought about what if I had the background as like the hypnotic spiral and then have the Tarsi hunched over. And I kind of did a few more. I mocked it up and did some inking. I did the whole hand being quiet, and then I had the leaves in the background and hypnotic thing. But I ran into so much indecisiveness and so much hesitation, and I wanted to exude something from the 200 drawing prompt book that I've been working on. And I have been working on that. I think we're like 60%, 70% done by the time this video gets released, so that's exciting. But oh man, the amount of indecision I had in coloring. I wanted to pick the right colors. I wanted to have the background to be kind of like a hypnotic thing, give it kind of sort of the Cheshire Cat vibes. And I'm using the Oahu Honolulu Series B marker for this because I was like, oh, I have that with some colored pencils, solid. So we grabbed our big piece of paper because it had to be a certain size, and then we just go in. So I was sketching it out, and I thought I was doing solid, and I really like my rough sketch design, and part of me low-key wanted to try to incorporate that into the colors. And I thought about, well, what if I just did this as like a black and white, like graphite is the only thing we're doing. But I was like, no, I want to try to push myself, I want to try to stretch my limits out, and I wanted to color. So yeah, so then we started coloring. I ended up using the markers as the base and went from there. The spirals, So I said, you know what, let's try it. I started off with the spirals, and I wanted to keep the purple and pink and keep the whole Cheshire Cat going. And I thought it was looking real solid. The background was coming together pretty well. For the bag, I wanted to have this sort of like made out of leaves and stuff like that with his instigators, the little characters in the middle, and then the tree branch. The tree branch, I think I should have used just a little bit more lighter tones and maybe a little less of the dark ones for the branch. It does look good in practice right now, but I think it would look a little bit better. And then I went for the eyes. I wanted to keep them homage to his with like the yellow and the orange and keep it all hypnotic and everything like that. And then as far as the Tarsi goes, I did a base layer of like a light tan, and then I ended up creating a little bit more detail with the gold, and then keep it kind of going from there. The whole thing was super fun. I enjoyed all of it. I do want to actually revisit this because I want to give it a little bit more of an effort, although I should do that in the first place. But I think it would have done better if I actually took my time, didn't try to do this all in one day, and yeah. But anyways, back to the Tarsi. The mouth, I loved how the mouth came out with the hypnotic swirl going on. And then I added some more fur textures and stuff like that with the colored pencils and some browns for the Tarsi. And then came the little hands. The hands were the craziest part because it was like a pink pale kind of sort of thing. And I think I lost a little bit of differentiation from the background. I probably should have did some more outlines. And then for the shin guards and the knee guards and stuff like that, and just the armor in general, I did it as a red, and I should have maybe done a little bit more for it, maybe a little bit more color variation. And honestly, the alcohol markers, I just wanted to stretch my legs out on them and learn how to use them a little bit better. For the tail holding on to the lollipop, I ended up using some pinks and browns. The whole process was really fun, and I really wish I would have did this a little bit longer, more time. But past me, go ahead and take it away. And what were our thoughts?
Okay, we have finished it. Took a lot longer than I thought. We did it though. So now I'm about to take a picture, boot up the computer, see if I can do the imposing stuff for it, and yeah, go from there.
Also, I was really sick during this entire thing, so sorry that just sounded really bad. I enjoyed it. The imposed 1000 pieces are here. This is what it would look like if it was a trading card. And here is the timestamp actually of when I made it in 1000's video. So thank you so much for watching. And I really want to create this as a painting. Maybe I'll do that just as like a personal, like, oh, let's just make this as a painting. I don't know. I might make it another video. Who knows? Anyways, peace, love, and hot sauce. Thanks so much for watching 1000. Thanks so much for hosting that competition. And I still look forward to doing a collab. I know I said like within 2 years when you had your 800,000 mural thing, but who knows? Maybe I'll be in one of the art battles. I don't know. Anyways, see y'all later. And I already said the outro. All right.